3 of our evening. VIP promotions in association with Tyco, VIP TV and Fight Life now bring you a middleweight contest. This one scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds of boxing. Timekeeper ringside on the bell is Phil Morris from the Wirral, and upon the sound of the bell, the scoring referee shooting on the distance is Darren Sargentson from Manchester. Firstly, boxing out of the blue corner. His weight for the contest, 11 stone, 4 pounds, 8 ounces. 9 wins as a professional boxer. Tonight wearing these silver shorts trimmed with black and yellow. From Bolton, Greater Manchester, introducing Chris Twinny Jenkinson.
Ricky Hatton's here as well.
And across the ring stands his undefeated opponent. His weight for the contest, 11 stone, 3 pounds, 4 ounces. 2 visits to the ring as a professional boxer with 2 victories to his name. Tonight he's wearing the black shorts trimmed with red. Boxing out of Ashton-under-Lyne, Greater Manchester. Here's Sharpie Lee Sharpie Oldham. Referee Darren Sargentson will now issue his final instructions.
Lee Sharpie.
Rules, let's keep it clean. I don't want anything low. I want you to watch your heads. When I say break, take steps straight away. Most importantly, defend yourself all times.
This a middleweight contest. We are scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds of boxing.
4 3-minute rounds. Sharpie Oldham's in there. Brought some fans with him here tonight. Brought some good-looking women as well, hasn't he? Madeira, you don't want to mind swiping left. You don't want to be looking left. You keep your eyes on the ring, my friend.
Here's one for you, Dale Evans on Twitter.
Good evening, Dale.
He wants that cat.
Dale, you want the cat?
Yeah, Lee.
Craig Brogan's tweeted in. Tough fight. We're having some severe issues tonight with John Evans. Not with John Evans himself personally, but just with his microphone. We will get that rectified and fixed as soon as possible.
I hope this doesn't mean I'm on half time.
Nice start from Oldham. Jenkinson always comes for a fight out there. Alex Matvienko gym in the elite gym in Bolton. Another gym that's got some top prospects coming through. Been impressed with how Blaine Eunice has been training Lee Sharpie Oldham. He's impressed on his previous outings.
Macaulay McGowan's on Twitter. He's a big fan of Chris Jenkinson.
He's a tough man. Tough man. I think Macaulay might have actually boxed Jenkinson as well. I think I commentated on that fight. Or if I didn't, I certainly remember watching it. Nice work from Oldham. Left hands to the body. Just circling Oldham, he's staying on the outside, waiting for the opportunities to attack Jenkinson. It's a nice test, this. I've got to be honest with you, I've got the producer in my ear then, and the producer's just said something that was a little bit fruity for live TV. I had to look to my left because I wasn't too sure if it was one of my co-commentators that had both just said it then, so I've got a history of breaking ring stools and ring chairs when I'm sat on a ringside. Nearly went again then. Something I've just noticed with the MC and a number of the officials who are ringside. Not a lot of hair ringside tonight, is there? No, you're not willing to be controversial? No, just going to be me, is it?
Timekeeper's got a nice head of hair on him.
A nice head of hair on him, yeah. Phil Muggsy Muggs. Sharpie Oldham, nice pace in there. He's working behind the jab. He's boxing. He's nice on the eye, isn't he? He's a bit of a stylist. Again, Lucas' question, is this the first time we've seen Sharpie Oldham?
No, I saw him when his last time out. He impressed me. He looked good last time out. Let's see how he deals with this fight now.
Yeah, he's a big fan base.
It's deafening, isn't it?
Yeah, he does a bit of cabaret away from the ring. I think he's more than capable of belting a tune out as well. Ainsley's tweeted in, he wants to know if this is an eliminator. No, it's not, my friend. It's just a 4-rounder, just to build the record and work towards the central area of the English title. Final few seconds of the first round. Good start from Oldham. Just took a little left hand there over the top from Jenkinson. Wants to keep it nice and tight, doesn't need to be taking them shots. good action.
Looking sharp in there in that first round. Eased into it a little bit, but you can see him growing into the fight.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that then, Luke, to be honest with you. He's looking sharpy in there, you know, you could have thrown that one in there.
1-2, 1-2.
Phil Johnson's tweeted in, apparently I can hardly
hear
comment
myself
on
now.
being bold. Hashtag windy on top. Thanks for that, Phil, no job. Glad that your missus is letting you watch the boxing tonight. I probably, in fact, knowing you, Phil, you're probably sat in a dark room watching your iPad and you've told her that you've got a bit of a headache. Shout out to Sian Marriott if you're there, Sian. I love you, Rose.
I know, Luke, you said you've seen Lee Oldham before. Did Sharpie leave an indelible impression on you?
Yeah, he looked good in there.
That's what I was thinking of while I was away.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Indelible.
Seconds out. Round 2.
Kev Kinsella's tweeted in from Knockout Management. It'll be a bold convention when Gary Senior gets in the ring. That's Gary Booth. He's got John Telford and Luke Evans in action tonight. Kev, I hope you're feeling better. I know you've been tucked up, you've not been very well.
Yeah, Gary Booth was full of it, isn't he, tonight? Really, I think Gary was probably more upset than put him in the boot Telford about last night's events. But he's over the moon, isn't he, to have 2 guys on tonight?
Yeah, he is. A good guy, Gary. I think he's the only bloke that'd fail a drugs test when he's not took anything. Nice work from Oldham. Just registering with Jenkinson now. He's got some nice boxers coming through, Steve Wood, and I think certainly Lee Oldham's one of those. It just seems natural to him in there when you watch him. He's aggressive, but yet he also throws he throws shots in a nice way.
He's 29, isn't he, though, Lee? He's got to step on a bit, really. You know, I think he's got to be one of these guys who's willing to take an opportunity that gets presented to him. The same with another guy, like welterweight division, Lee Gillespie from the Smooth camp. He took the chance, didn't he, to go down and fight Johnny Coyle.
Yeah, he did.
You've got to be willing to risk it, I think, when you turn over quite late.
Yeah, I've spoke to Lee Oldham a couple of times, and I've had a couple of conversations over social media with him as well. And you know, I think he's one of them fighters. I think he'll probably want 3, you know, anywhere between 3 and 6 fights to bed himself into the pros, and then I can see him taking any fight if the phone goes and it's old for Frank Warren. I was gonna say his nickname then, but that might not have gone down too well. Yeah, obviously. Fun time Frank I was going to call him, wasn't going to be anything else. But yeah, I think if the phone goes, I think Lee Oldham's one of those opponents. I think he'll gladly get in the car and he'll go in the away corner. But I don't think there's any rush to do that. Like you say, he's 29, but he's a young 29.
A lot of the VIP lads do that, don't they? And it's great to see that these guys are willing to step up as soon as they feel like they're ready and they're not having 10, 15 fights before they get in the ring in those big fights.
Yeah, I spoke to Eddie Hearn a few years ago when he'd speak to the fans, and I used to talk to him about, you know, how Steve Wood brings his fighters on, and I think Steve's really good at getting his fighters to 10-0, 15-0. I think years ago it was 15-0. I think times have changed now. I think fighters need to get to about 10-0, and then you look at being took off the leash kind of thing, and that's probably what Eunice and Steve Wood are going to look to do with Lee Oldham. He sells a few tickets, so you know, I think the opportunity, if there's a big Northwest Arena show gets put on by one of the 2 big boys, then yeah, I think that's certainly what Lee will be looking to do. Keep the tweets coming in, guys. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live. If you've got a question for any of the panel tonight, got a question for any of the boxers tonight, anything you want us to ask Steve Wood, anything you want us to ask the referee, tweet in, we'll get it asked.
Dale Evans said he's enjoying the show, but he doesn't like you talking about the lack of hair ringside.
Yeah, Dale, how's it going, mate? Been talking to you a little bit. We know we've got a little bit of a side bet on tonight's big fight. Well, tonight's other big fight. Tonight's big fight is Matty Askin and Tommy McCarthy. The fight we're talking about is Kovalev and Andre Ward.
Who?
Yeah. Here we go, guys. Just gonna just admire what's going on in the ring right now. It's a nice traditional touch that Steve Wood still does. That gives the ring car girls make sure they get plenty of work. Tries to bring in tough opponents in the away corner. Not a big fan of early nights and stoppages is Steve Wood. Likes to make sure that every number gets held up in the ring in between rounds.
You got to get your value for money.
Of course you have. It's a pound for pound market. You don't get many of them to the pound, John.
Rod Brennan asking what time we catch is on. Schedule for 9:30.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Rob Brennan's tweeted in, he's listening to the dulcet tones of Claymaker commentating on VIP. What time is Anthony Kakachi on? Kakachi's due in the ring at round about 9:30. They'll be round about 10 o'clock. I think we've got a slight delay with the way we're going tonight. Steve Mannion tweeted in, he knows what I was going to say. Boxing Island's tweeted in, it's Mank Overload on here, they're loving it. Feeling supersonic, gimme gin and tonic. It's Lee Oldham in there right now.
And he's shining.
What about you, Luke? Are you gonna bring anything in there now? Bit of Bez?
I'll let you two do it.
Yeah.
We may be joined by a couple of Irish boxing journalists later on, I believe, for Kakacha and Tommy McCarthy, if he can find the way down to ringside. I think we may have Love Irish Boxing doing a little turn.
Do you know what? Irish boxing never surprises me how passionate and how, you know, how they really get behind their fighters. But I think tonight I've never seen anything like it for a non-TV show. Tommy McCarthy, Anthony Kakacha, you know. I think the thing is they're both on the brink of British title shots as well. Obviously, if McCarthy can get past Askin tonight, he knows he's next in line for Craig Kennedy. And then you've got Kakachi. I don't know what's going on there with the British board. I think he was in line to get the winner, and then they've changed, and it's. I said I don't know what's going on there at the annual tea party. Yeah,
Kakacha's in an unfortunate situation, isn't he, where he's going to have to be given a shot. You know, no one's going to grant him one for nothing. He's going to have to force his way into position.
He is, but he was actually mandatory about 6 months ago. And
yeah.
I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what's going on there.
It's a very, very dangerous fight for people to take, isn't he? I think any way they can perhaps navigate around him, I think people are going to look to do that. But Kakacha's certainly one to watch. We're excited about seeing him. He was on the last VIP show in Wigan. Did a fair bit of damage that night to unfortunate guy well known on this scene called Jamie Quinn. Broke his jaw. Jamie returned last night, but made a big impression on everyone, Anthony, that night, so we're excited to see him again.
Yeah, talking about damage, and Lee Oldham's doing his own damage in there with his right hand. He brought a lovely right uppercut through, then an overhand right as well. Chris Jenkinson took the shots well, but you could see they just registered. Plenty of noise being made in there. I don't know if it's coming through on the TV screens. Lee Oldham, big ticket seller, popular guy. I think he's Manchester's version of Tom Jones. Goes around, gets around the circuit. I think he's probably had 1 or 2 items of underwear thrown at him in his time. Lucky bugger.
Put him back on, Luke. Yeah, he's got the TCB Elvis taking care of business insignia on the back of his shorts, hasn't he? And yeah, doing that pretty comfortably tonight, isn't he? He's having his way really with Jenkinson, working exactly the way he wants. He's dictating matters.
Yeah, he fights at a good pace, does Oldham as well. You know, I think he's going to be entertaining as he goes through, you know, and as he steps up the levels. Coming to the end of the round here, it's been another round in the bag as well for Oldham. Got a little bit of time out. Going to look to be busy again. Just looking at the referee there, just to tidy it up. Another good round. Little acknowledgements at the end of the round there. Little sporting handshake. Keep the tweets coming in, guys. Hashtag VIP Boxing Live. What are you making of Lee Oldham? Is this the first time you've seen him? Talented fighter, like I say, shifts a few tickets, popular with the ladies. He's got it all going for him.
We don't like him, do we?
I've just gone off him saying that. Is that a tweet in off Donkey? Irish amateur sensation, Paddy McCourt is turning pro in 2017. Been rumours about Paddy McCourt turning over a few times. I think he's had issues with visas and what have you. I know there's a lot of talk about Paddy turning over, similar to Charlie Zelenoff. Rob Brennan's tweeted in again. Great to hear. Hauling and Watts replacements are so early in their broadcasting career. They're a good pair. Daniel Shaw's tweeted in. Boxer Mulcahy boxed really well. That was a little bit earlier on. Fourth and final round. It's been a good performance from Oldham. You can hear the fans chanting again, "Holy Sharpie Oldham."
I think it's time for a new brand of chants, isn't it? I think we've exhausted all these walking in a X and X Wonderland and tunes to the White Stripes song. I think it's time we got a new raft of fighter songs.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You know, I think the Will Griggs on Fire was the one that caught everybody's attention during the summer, and you know, hearing that at one of the 2 of the boxing shows, it's. I like it, if I'm honest. You know, it's a bit of cheer. And I don't know if anyone's seen it on Twitter. Where the Irish guys, I think they're in Belfast and they're watching the football, and they phone the fire brigade, and they say, you know, oh, there's a fire, and they say, you know, the woman on the other end. I was going to say the woman at Domino's. I think I've got it on the mind. And the woman on the other end of the phone, she says, yeah, oh, what's on fire? What is it on fire? Oh, it's Will Griggs on fire. And then, he's like, Will Griggs on fire, your defence is terrified. Lovely work from Lee Sharpie Oldham. He's certainly on fire tonight. Whipping the big shots in, he's boxed well. Jenkinson's give a good account of himself. He's earned his money in the away corner. Always does. I've seen him have some great scraps up and down the years.
Yeah, he's a solid journeyman, Chris Jenkinson, isn't he? He can do 8, he can do 10. He'll fight anybody. Seems to have been on virtually every show I've been to for the last 3 or 4 years. Always gives a good account of himself. Makes the opponent work every second of a round. He's no putting the earmuffs on and just soaking up shots from Jenkinson. He will throw back. He will make you think for every second. He's done that with Lee Oldham tonight, but Lee's been good enough to just outthink him, outwork him, and just got that little bit better quality.
Yeah, I think Lee's got to be happy with his work in there tonight. I think Jenkinson's giving him something a little bit different from who he's boxed previously. He's allowed him to showcase some of the stuff he's been working on with Eunice in the gym. Michael Jackson as well in the corner there, is it? Too sure. Just got a bit of a shot. Just see Ricky Hatton there in the corner as well.
Danny Armstrong tweeting in, don't worry, put him in the boot, Telford. He's on in 2 fights' time. Next up after this, we've got Charlie Schofield taking on Brim Wayne, and then we get put him in the boot, Telford. Is he doing 4 or 6 tonight? I know we've had a late change in my schedule.
Yeah, he's doing a 4 tonight, John. Looking at Anthony Kakachi's opponent on paper as well, Lionel Hernandez, he's been the distance to a couple of decent opponents, so hopefully we get a chance to see him. Kakachi's only got a 4-rounder. I think he's probably just ticking over as he waits for the big one next year. Just coming to the end of this 4-rounder now. It's been a good performance from Oldham.
Yeah, he's just been looking for that right uppercut, hasn't he? He's missed it a couple of times, but it's also landed well.
Yeah, do you know one of the things I like about Oldham is he's not afraid to throw the shots, because I think sometimes you can see somebody might not let the bigger shots go because they're worried about what's coming back. That's not the case with Oldham, and not too sure if they're arranging to meet up for a beer in there now. Nice and sporting with himself and Jenkinson. Thank you guys, really enjoyed that fight. Just been told that Nancy Burberry just joined us, put baby Heidi to bed. Hope you're enjoying the show, Nancy. Make John something nice. Get the popcorn out. Does that mean X Factor's finished? Is X Factor still going, Luke, or is it finished? It's Saturday night, innit? You don't want to be watching that garbage, do you?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 professional boxers in the ring. Please put your hands together and show your appreciation for their efforts. Right then, here we go then at the end of that contest. 4 3-minute rounds of middleweight boxing. We ask our scoring referee for his decision. He sees the contest at 40 points to 37 points in favour of our winner. And still undefeated from the red corner, Lee Sharpie Oldham.
Yeah, 40-36, Lee Oldham. Good performance, nice solid win. 3-0.
Thanks for the tweeting, Daniel Shaw. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're staying tuned in with us. Steve Mannion's asked what the best viewing ratings we've had. I think it was a previous show we had Kakachi on, actually. The Irish, they really did. We've got the producer listening, so he might be able to give us a definitive answer on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, as he leaves the arena as well, a nice show of appreciation for our gallant runner-up, Chris Jenkinson, please. And the next time this man enters the ring as well, he'll be 3 fights, 3 wins to his name, the undefeated Lee Sharpie Oldham.
Some reception there for Lee Sharpie Oldham. We're going to try and think John Evans is going to grab a word with Sharpie Oldham now on his way out of the ring. Come on, John, time to work your magic now. Let's get Sharpie over. It looks a little bit...
How are you doing, Lee? Firstly, well done. 3-0 now. You must be pleased with that. Nice, solid performance from start to finish.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. You know, camp was good up to last couple of weeks. You know, bit ill, but got over it. Boxed, did a job. You know, enjoyed it, mate. Really enjoyed it.
You kept your pace going from start to, he is a tricky customer, yeah, you kept your pace going from start to finish. We saw you trying to get the uppercut working, it landed a couple of times.
Quite slippery, it's very slippery. You know, you think, with Chris you think you're in range, and then he just leans out of range. So you find yourself reaching a little bit. And I think when he does let his shots go, you're just unexpecting it. So I got tagged a few times. Obviously I've got a long way to go, but I'm happy with it really, you know. Third fight against a tricky customer like that.